so this is my first day walk.
Hi.
Hey, Kelly.
I'm Joanne.
Joanne.
This is Joanne.
Hi, nice to meet you.
We're just trying to get our initial impressions. We did do a walk around outside.
The team has a case that leads them on an endeavor unlike most of their others.
It almost feels more like the land or the house itself than an individual spirit.
God, there was all anger. And I still have. I've got to give them up. And how to get rid of it.
Just recognizing it helps you start getting rid of it.
Yeah.
You know, she's here with 3 different people who are all sensitive, who do things in very different ways. And, you know, she spends a lot of time with Eric, but maybe the way things are going to come to her isn't the same way that it comes to me.
I'm pretty excited about this. I haven't done very many residences. We did the one in Indiana, and I did one up in Ankeny. And something came up with Eric, so he can't be here. So that's it's going to be a skeleton crew, but I think we can handle it.
Yeah, I think we're a team and walked through a couple weeks ago. And so tonight is the investigation.
And this week are coming, and it begins hitting the basement area with the noises, weird noises, and unrelenting noises.
I'm not saying there's nothing here, I just feel really calm about it.
We felt that whatever might have been going on relating to the Native American aspect of it, we felt as a completely different storyline of what might be going on here.
What do you want? Well, he doesn't want us in here. This is his room.
In this 2-part investigation, does the team figure out what may be going on?
This case from the start had just a little bit different feel. Poltergeist. On this case,
Thoughts on going to fry, finish sleeping.
Besides when Kim showed up.
Well, I'm glad to be back after
it's intriguing being Jack.
Ask questions.
Alright, so we had an emergency case, somewhat more urgent than our standard traditional cases. It's presented to us by Kelly, one of our newer team members, and she's been in contact with her our client, for a little while now, and has been wanting us to get in there as soon as possible. And instead of waiting until the next available weekend spot that we traditionally do, we're going to go ahead and do a day walk. Basically, what these are. We don't bring all of our equipment with us. We don't engage and bring all the team in on this. We usually just grab who we can take with us, and we do initial evaluation of the site.
Alright, so this is my first day walk through a potential case, and I found out about it through Kelly, who told Eric. She's out there, she picked up on George, so when she was talking to clients, she ended up asking the client about, does a George mean something to you? Is that somebody you know? And the client actually verified that George was her husband who had passed away.
Right here.
You have arrived.
I thought that looked like an old hearse. I was like, oh! And due to the sensitivity of this case, we're not going to show the identity of the client in this one.
First pulling up, I don't know, I was thinking of a lot, honestly.
Kelly and her friend, who's our guest on this day walk, her friend is Kathy, and she's also very gifted, and she has some spiritual gifts of her own.
This is
Joanne.
homeowner.
Okay.
This is Joanne.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And this is my friend, clairvoyant medium, Kathy.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Too.
So I brought her along just for a little extra spiritual support.
Yeah.
So far, we've just done a walkthrough of the house. Not the entire house. We started and then you guys got here. We're just trying to get our initial impressions. We did do a walk around outside, and we've been upstairs, but we want to go downstairs still. I just, she'd contacted me a couple times about things that were going on in the house, and I could just tell from the emails that she wasn't very comfortable, and just the gut feeling that we needed to at least check into it and see what we could do. So, kind of rallied the troops. And
Okay. All right.
Taking to my rescue.
Yeah, we'll definitely do what we can here. I noticed that you're already doing some smudging.
Right, we did some protection before we ever came in the house and before we started our walk around, and we're just smudging as we go through the house.
Okay.
But, we can share kind of what we felt so far here in a little bit, but just initial impressions. Haven't had anything happen yet, but...
Like Kelly was pretty adamant about that protection, maybe even an extra layer of protection. All right, St. Michael, we call upon you, protect us tonight. St. Michael, the Archangel, defend us in battle, be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. This case from the start had just a little bit different feel for it. So we did 2 visits to it. We actually started out with a day walk, where just a few of us who were available on short notice during the weekday went over there to see what we might be able to see in our initial visit. You don't have to go into specifics as in names or, who may have passed and stuff like that, but general activity. Has there been any objects moved or thrown or anything like that?
No levitations of any kind.
Okay. From what our case manager had advised us, is a lot of it sounds, well, just like that, it sounds. There's a lot of audio and stuff that happens. Any particular time of the night or just when the sun goes down that it's more active?
Usually midnight, like 1, 2 in the morning, 3 or 4 in the morning, at that point in time.
Okay. Common, it's been known as witching periods, usually typically from middle of the night or middle of the morning there, from the 2 to sometimes 5 a.m. It's kind of debatable which hours are actually involved in that. But have you seen, has there been a lot of things you've seen, whether it's corner of your eye or straight on?
Haven't seen anything that comes to mind. I've
Okay.
heard things in terms of what I felt were human footsteps.
Okay. Alright, so audio recorder in this room, Eric and Jackie entering. There's an off-balance vertigo in here. No heaviness. It's more of a crawl space than anything.
I feel like if I was going through there, I was feeling like a headache. I came in here and it was just like a...
It's more in the gut, more nausea.
Yeah.
So we were doing our walk around outside, and I actually had seen the outline of, I think, probably where a shed was sitting first, but then I noticed the manhole cover that's over there, probably covering a water source. So I guess I don't know for sure that that's where the running water's coming from, but...
You thought it was significant enough to mention it because you were getting running water.
That there was a well, there was water, something, it stopped the water.
Yeah. Does the year 1907 mean anything to you? Picked up on anything or early 1900s in the first 1900s?
Not necessarily, but we both got that this isn't the house that's always been here.
No. And that's the land aspect.
And the house that was here before, it didn't have all of this around it. I mean, it was very open.
Oh yeah, it was more rural country feel I got.
We've talked about this throughout the entire house, and our walkthroughs. It almost feels more like the land or the house itself than an individual spirit. So coming into the house, I felt a little bit back in the bedroom that you're talking about, but not very much there. We are getting a much stronger impression in the other bedroom, in the smaller bedroom, as you come up the steps to the left.
The one you had the vertigo feel in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, very much. You want me to share everything, or how much you want me to say?
Well, I was in saying that it could be a mix of both those things, because I do get another individual that's more with her.
The third thing that I think we have going is the house itself. The house is getting cleared out. I think the house, the energy of the house is able to breathe again. So I think we got three definite different things going on here.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
Because I didn't even pick up on a people type home with a spirit individuals here. You know, normally a lot of places that we go
It's
to,
a person.
it's like a hierarchy. There's like 3, 4, 5. Not here. It's pretty.
And we were trying to describe the feeling that we're getting from the land from the outside, and you know, it's not a person. It's not even a group of people. Because at first I said it's kind of like a tribe feeling, but it's not really a tribe. And the closest word we came up with was it's like a collective feeling. You know, a collective energy feeling.
Yeah. More work. What? Yeah. More work.
But that is very much not a person feeling. It's just more of an energy feeling.
Yeah. All right, our first session, I got to work with Kelly again, which is kind of nice. It was a one-on-one situation, kind of like back at Edinburgh, the first time that we went there.
So Eric felt your presence in here earlier. Can you talk to us through the box of my hand? Can you talk to us?
Yeah.
Are you the person who's making the noise at night?
Is there anybody in this room with us right now?
Kind of that low hum.
Is that the tree?
I'm not hearing what you're hearing. I'm hearing kind of a whistle though.
That knocking sound.
I heard it that time. Turn that off for a sec, please.
And with the wind's coming up and it's banging something. And it wasn't till the end that we were hearing some noises when I was going through from the year 1900 to 1920. I was just reading off. And we had noises mainly, but the bangs and the one that shook your chair, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. So we were sitting there and we'd heard kind of a couple knocks that were sounding like they were coming maybe from behind me. But all of a sudden it kind of felt like somebody just bumped my chair. And it was pretty minor, but it was kind of cool.
Let us know somehow what happened, especially after we leave. Because that's a good tester, because sometimes the activity, it's like, oh, they're gone, and then they come out double time.
You know, the spirits that I have felt, they're not at all ornery.
No.
Or trying to cause any harm. There's one that's maybe kind of a little jokester, but otherwise it's more just lingering. My feeling is a lot of the pounding, a lot of the noises that you're hearing is coming from the interaction, the relationship that you have with your mom. And if you could work through some of that, I bet it would calm down.
I've been blaming George.
I don't think so. But you also haven't told her about it.
No, I haven't.
You know, and Kelly Kathy and I were in a fight and I didn't tell her what I was mad about, it would just sit inside me and burn and fester, and it would get completely blown out of proportion until I just blew up on her and screamed and possibly wrecked our friendship. Where if I just talk to her and say, hey, this is what you did and it really hurt my feelings, it's going to help that relationship in the long run.
What you do need to know is that your mother did love you.
Absolutely.
She still loves you. She really wants to communicate that to you.
That's nice to know. This has been wonderful. I mean, I'm just so light
Kelly, I'm stealing a bunch
right
of
now. I
these.
just feel like
Take what's there? I got more.
Half of them
I've
will
gotten
be
some
enough.
answers I
Kelly, you do
needed.
need to bring
Yeah.
this with you so I can help
It's-
clear
it's
it out if you don't
things
have
that
time
I-
to do that, because you still have stuff in Denver.
It's like a weight's been lifted almost.
Yeah, and actual understanding.
Well,
I mean, things
you're
are
gonna
clearer
get full
now.
if you're
I'm
hoarding
not afraid.
audio.
I know I can handle things, and I've got somebody
downloaded
that can
another
call if I
show.
have a
When
problem.
it's
Can
full,
explain
around
it.
to it.
It's been
You only have
relaxing,
3 on
and it's
your
been fun actually.
Oh, yeah.
To know I'm not nuts.
Right.
Yeah, and there's something here,
What's up with-
and how I
You
can
have
deal with
3
it.
files.
So I just can't say enough.
Right.
It's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What do you think about past life regression therapy?
I believe in past lives. I believe in past lives regressions. I don't know.
Past life therapy, okay? You have problems here in this life. If you can't deal with them here, and it takes you to go to a different life to be able to deal with them and heal them, at least they're being healed. So if you can't do it here and you have to go there, at least they're being healed.
And so I want to heal, and I want to be able to be happy and to laugh and to help others. And
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Drive safely. Hope the storm's over. Only with permission.
Special effort. Oh, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Everything.
Thank you for notifying us.
Oh, well, thank you too.
So I prepared Kim to be team lead on this case and be the first one since Devers has launched in all of our cases that I won't be able to attend. I'm going to see what I can do to wrap up my duties elsewhere to arrive there, only because this case does have cleansing that the client wants, and from day one it had a little bit different feel to it than our standard cases or our usual that we've had in the past.
Well, hi Clay, how are you?
Not bad, Ken. It's good to see you again.
Jason wasn't able to make it with us tonight because things came up, so it's just me, you, Jackie, and Kelly's supposed to be meeting us later on, so.
Okay, good. Now, will
I-
Kelly be able to be there the whole night, or she's
No.
gonna kind of come and go as she's
She's
done
gonna come and
before?
go, kinda, but I seen on Facebook that, her allergies, she said she's gonna die. Her allergies are bothering her, so hopefully she lives through it and we see her. And so tonight is the investigation. Eric will not be with us, nor Jason, so it's a little sad, but I think we can do it. We have a good team.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing whether or not there's the same activity going on that was there before, or if it's increased or decreased at all.
I'm pretty excited about this. I haven't done very many residences. We did the one in Indiana, and I did one up in Ankeny. But most of my investigations have been in more bed and breakfast type places. I've been to a jail, a sanitarium, all kinds of places like that. But to actually go in and help somebody who's having a genuine problem in their house is exciting to me. That's the kind of case I got into this for. So I'm pumped, I guess you could say, for this one.
Eric, about a month ago, Eric, Jackie
And Kelly and her friend.
did a walkthrough.
Oh,
We
okay.
were supposed to go last weekend, but I was having health issues. And so we were scheduled for this weekend. I'm very confident about leading the team tonight because we have good investigators, we have a good team, and we work well together, and we help each other out and do what we need to do.
It also kind of pumps me up a little bit that we're doing it without Eric. I love Eric, he's a great leader, but I think this team needs to do something like this to gain more confidence and maybe be able to take more of an assertive role even when he's there, to be able to set up equipment without always constantly going to Eric and asking what to do. If we have to do it once without him, then the next time he is there, we'll already know all of that stuff, and we'll be able to take charge of certain areas and take a lot of that load off of Eric's back and let him concentrate on the things he needs to concentrate on.
And we've had good training with Eric, so I'm pretty sure we'll do well.
Doing this without Eric, it's definitely going to be something we haven't done before, but I'm 100% confident that our team will get through it perfectly.
So I think all the way around for the whole team, this is a good situation, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And we wrote down the names. I came up with George, and she came up with Chris and Steve.
So I'm curious, was this at the client's place that you were kind of picking
No,
up on
I
these
didn't
names?
I picked it when I was at home and I was talking. I just got off the phone with her.
Okay,
I hung
gotcha.
up and I started thinking,
Okay.
and that's when I
was gonna say, because I didn't think you had been there the first time.
No, I haven't been there.
So even over the phone, you can do that.
Yeah.
I'm Kim. Hi, Joanne. Good to see you. Hi. So glad to have you back again. Oh, this is grand. So glad you came. So has anything picked up since we
Yes. Yes, it's been really awful since we came the first time.
Has it really?
Yeah, it's intensified. Like something's happening, they're scared. And I've got a journal. It's just like freaking me out. The cats are bothered.
She told us a little bit about more what was going on, how she was just tired of it. And when you walk in, it was definitely very, very, like, heavy.
Then I got scared because every hour on hour something's happening.
Okay.
And it was noises. It would be downstairs, the basement where it hadn't been before. Only I woke up and I got all documented done for Eric for like the north end. Slap! A hard noise. Like a board you're siding. Slap!
I went over some of the abstract. I haven't gone over it all.
Yes, I saw it downstairs. It's working. It's functioning. It's in
Is
there.
it
Yep.
face down the hall?
So we did our first EVP session. We started down in the basement.
Right now we're doing a ghost box session in the basement to see if we can get a hold of anyone or see if there's anything down here. Then we'll move to the main floor and then the second floor. My name is Kim. I know somebody's down here. If you talk to us, maybe we can help you. Anything else you want to tell me?
And we picked up on who we believe is George. He was very unhappy that we were down there. He's very unhappy that we're here at all.
Can you tell us the name of one of the people that's down here right now? I know you know our names. Who are we? Name one of us.
Sound like an old train track.
Is your name George?
Possibly.
Are you George?
No.
Damn it.
I feel it's heavy. Yeah.
You can't touch us or harm us.
I know, darling. You hear that?
Yeah. What is your... The rearranging. Did you hear that? Or was that just me?
He said George. And that was, I said, was that his voice? And she said, yes, that was his voice. Did he used to say darling all the time?
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we go upstairs?
The chills are happening big time.
Come on.
Room right behind me.
In here?
Yep.
July 1st. July 3rd.
I've gotten some chills and had the hair standing up on my arm. It was crazy. Well, I just don't feel anything in here
I
now.
don't either.
Whatever was going on, it's not happening now.
Then we went upstairs. Nothing much really happened.
I think it went really well overall. Setup, production, all of that. But we miss you, Eric. Please come back.
Sort of misinterpret what you see.
my job on earth. I helped him and his family, and it's time for him to find his own peace. There are enough archangels and angels up there that can help him. I've forgiven him. It's okay. It's over. He needs to find peace like I do. Just leave me alone. And that's why I'm so glad you're here. It's got to stop. You can't keep abusing me after he's gone. It's over.
I think we're gonna go outside and regroup a little bit. Hi Eric, how are you? It's going pretty good. We did our first session. Me, Clay, and Kelly. Jackie went downstairs.
Any other kind of things that are happening? Physical noises, objects moving, any smells?
No, no smells, no objects moving, no really noises that we could debunk most of them. But there was Jackie. Well, Clay thought he wasn't sure if he was touched or it was his
Chain around my neck.
Chain around his neck. But Jackie had but they've been having goosebumps. I've even got the chills and the goosebumps, my hair standing up because of the energy. Yeah, because I don't think I could do this by the cleansing by myself. I would prefer you here because I want him out because I don't want him bothering her.
And then see if you can start the next session by midnight. Alright, so Carrie and I did end up coming out. It was a little bit later. I wanted to make it to the last session, one of the more important, especially the important ones, because we do the spiritual and possibly a cleansing.
I can give you my theoretical beliefs due to social work, but I have no feelings or opinions. Yeah. I'm not nervous. I don't feel like there's...
Yeah. So Carrie and I had arrived. The house was dark, very typical, for like a horror type scene in a movie. Very dark.
Hey!
They're bonding.
We missed you so.
Oh yeah?
I was glad they did show up because I feel like cleansing was needed and I didn't feel like I was prepared to do one or what I was going to, I really am very calm here. Don't have much feelings.
So they had some activity a little bit before, particularly through the ghost box, and a little bit of the sensitives were picking up on some stuff too, but not overwhelming amount of activity again. And the feeling and the vibes that I was getting just walking into it felt very similar to the first visit. Kelly's getting ready to leave. She's getting, her allergies are, is that her?
Kelly, go to the front door? I can do it in phone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been interesting on my side too.
Then Kelly had arrived at the same time that we did, and she was getting messages from George, which was the client's husband who had passed away, and was getting messages that who we thought was creating the havoc and the noises and disturbances here was actually not him. She's picking up that it's not George necessarily.
Really?
Oh. Just go ahead and explain.
So pretty early on in the evening, I started getting interrupted in my evening from George talking to me, just saying that there seemed to be an awful lot of action at the house and curious what was going on. And one of the last things that he told me, because I have questioned on and off if I'm coming tonight because I really don't feel very well, but he told me that I have to come because he needs defended. So that's not to say that he could not be being truthful with me, but I've never had a spirit lie to me before. Some sadness that he's getting blamed for a lot of things.
Concerned about the different directions that we were getting with our psychics and sensitives here. And spirit will play against you sometimes. And sometimes one sensitive might pick up something, another one won't. Countered that before, that's why I'm keeping an open mind with this. Because spirits can mock and imitate, and somebody could be getting played, and it's very possible. Whether it's you, whether it's us. I'm just, because I wasn't here yet either when it happened, I was just relaying to you where the evidence is pointing us.
Right, and I'm not denying that that's where it's being pointed, and I am open to the fact that George could be outright lying to me, but as arrogant as it sounds, I'm very rarely wrong. If my kid did something wrong, and they're trying to get the blame off of them, they don't just say, I didn't do it. They'll say, I didn't do it, they did. You know, and he's not pointed a finger.
He said, like, real
Calm
cocky.
down,
Real cocky. Forgot what it is. Something darling.
So we just have to stand back, try to do a refresh, and get, clear ourselves of try to keep an open mind here. If this indeed is true, and Kelly provided this information to us, we could be on the right track now. And we're going to go downstairs in the first session here of my session and work with Kelly and see what we can do.
My initial feelings just walking down here is, because we have the two George, I'm referring to George, her George, as my George. My George is still here, completely out, completely visible, but there is a little feeling of something else maybe hiding a little bit.
He's not giving up. He's got what?
Is there anybody here with us right now downstairs? The George connected to Joanne. Feel free to speak up now. Can you confirm to us that it is not you?
There was a couple times I had a spider web filling on my face, but I couldn't confirm it for sure.
This was his home. This is where he was comfortable.
Yeah. That didn't necessarily match up with what I was asking him to do, though. I understand his message that he was giving out. We're just still trying to work on clarifying who it is.
Right.
And we just, now's the chance to redeem yourself, clear the slate.
I got here and I passed along the messages that you've been telling me, but all they have to go off of is what I'm saying. So, if you have the energy to confirm this on the audio recorder, I think that would give Joanne a lot of peace of mind.
We're trying to help Joanne, but also we're trying to reach out to anybody who might need help as well, or trying to get a message out. But we go off of a lot of evidence or physical stuff that we can capture or hear or anything like that. Sometimes what we sense as well, but it's heavily put down on what we can capture. And so the evidence was leading us to a George. And of course, the only George known at the time was one connected to Joanne, and it might not have been you. We apologize if we were wrong on that, but we only had what the evidence is pointing us.
Strangest thing happened. I've never had this experience before, where my camera, through the speaker on the side of the camera, was whining.
Still present?
I discovered that the LCD screen, if I closed it, it stopped doing that. When it was open, it would do that. So I have a sneaking suspicion that it's something mechanical. It was coming from the side of the camera, I think, that has the speaker on it. The gut feeling is that it's something mechanical with the camera.
Well, that's strange. Okay, we'll document that. What's the time code on there?
That's 51 minutes and about 40 seconds into the tape.
Okay.
So we're getting towards the end of the tape.
Okay, that's Kelly.
I've never heard that sound from this camera before.
If the spirit was angry at people, it has different feelings about different personalities. And it probably comes up and backs away, and figures people out before it interacts with everybody.
That came to you and said, hey, it's not me, get here. And so
And
you
that's when it
felt,
stopped.
even feeling sick, you still came out today, which is good, thank you.
I'm sick too. I came out. Why don't you say thank you? I was in the hospital last night.
First George that we were aware of is upset that we're wrongly accusing him, but it could be this other George.
Yeah. And then because it stopped after the name calling and all that, and we went downstairs. But I don't know, there is a George. I'm telling you, there's a George. It might not be you, but there's a George.
Mm-hmm. And it's cool that you get that, because that's more under medium. So, and it's not one of your, so that's good.
It's not what I
one of your specialties.
choose to do.
Yeah.
It's not that I can't do it. It's
No, I know
just
you can.
It's not where my comfort zone is. So,
Yeah.
and it's completely because of reasons like this. Because there was a point tonight that I'm like, I need to just lay down and rest my head. And he's like, no, we need to talk about this. You know.
Well, and I didn't hear
Leave me
from you, but
alone.
I saw your status update. I was like, oh, she's not coming tonight. And then I was
I
like,
really thought about backing out, but he's like,
Yeah.
no, you need to go.
I want to funnel this because we need to find out what's going on for Joanne and narrow down these theories.
I did say wait.
Wait.
We'll close the door. I closed the door. Didn't know it was going to slam like that. I noticed that the grid lights were going off through the door, and I wanted to add more grid lights.
That made me jump.
Yeah.
I see the door closing. I hear right
Jackie's up there freaking out. Alright, I went ahead in this back room. I started doing one of my visions, where I was channeling of visions and whatnot and whatever that I get. Okay.
Did you hear Kim?
I thought I heard
It's the second time I've heard Kim on that thing.
Iodine. Blue, navy blue, dark blue, royal blue, tree branch, no leaves on it. Are you trying to tell me fall, autumn season? November, maybe? So November, December?
Did I say November?
Did I say November?
I didn't hear it.
You gave me a branch that had no leaves.
Yes.
Yes?
That's what it said to me.
It sounded like a rhythmic chant, didn't it?
It did?
It has to me a lot tonight. Shaman.
It sounded like a rhythmic chant, didn't it?
It has to me a lot tonight. I thought long before you guys even noticed it that there was a tone or a beat to the ghost box. If you listen to it, you could hear things. I know we heard like shaman, but I heard shut up a couple times. I kept going over and over.
The scanner, we were picking up a chanting, and it was very reminiscent of a Native American, a Native indigenous person chant, and we all heard it, and I'm sure that the recording devices picked it up.
I'm not really feeling anything. I want to know who said my name.
Yeah.
Did I imagine that?
Yeah, it just went off again.
It went off again.
It sounded like multiple voices.
Do the trick.
You want me
Eric, do the trick. Yes, yeah, go.
If you're willing to come through to give me a message, but not go beyond that, I'm willing to accept your message. I got an old water pump or water faucet like a farmer would use. Lynching, hanging.
I understand what you say. You want to do the right approach.
Well, that's how I feel about it anytime we do cleansing and investigations, to gather the intel. And so far, at least at this point, this very moment, I still don't feel I have the best grasp of who was causing the issues here for the most part.
Well, I'm just trying to come to another. Okay, we got a girl that be responsive.
Like you said, digging, trying to figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
We're just desperately searching for something that's causing problems. And
Well, I'm going upstairs. I just want to know what you were going to do.
I got spider web. Can you turn the light on, please? I just touched that sticky thing.
stuck to my butt.
Worms too.
Oh, it's just
Did you get that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Well, paranormal research, you can't do it without insects. It's just not the same.
I know.
Or
It's not stuck to me.
There were a lot of chills and that sort of thing down there. We had the hair standing on the end on our arms, and especially walking into, and I think it was Carrie noticed it also later, passing from that wood-paneled room into the water heater room, that doorway seemed to have a lot of activity right there. It would get the chills and that sort of thing.
Evidence was pointing towards definitely a George,
Yeah.
some sort, and it was pointing it towards the obvious one that we knew about already.
Wanted to make sure that the messages were getting passed through, that it wasn't him that was causing the disturbances, causing noises.
Not a whole lot of equipment interaction tonight, which, you know, it's hit and miss when that happens. They'll do it or they won't do it. But on spiritual stuff, we're getting lots of different kind of things that were going on.
Something that maybe would typically be dormant. And when you supply a lot of energy to something, it can manifest into something far bigger than it would be on its own.
Put it very simply, you said the more energy you put into something, the more energized it becomes. And there's a lot of truth in that.
Right now, we don't feel that necessarily is your George that we're pointing fingers at anymore. You know, he was his prime suspect. So he went ahead and did the cleansing process, and it went pretty good. Most of us felt an improvement, at least in the ambient environment. Negative wanted spirits, no backtracking.
Welcome in here.
If it was, it's not anymore. Need to move out. St. Michael the Archangel, summon you. Come down here and help. Alright, what'd you think?
I felt happier, and she kept on giggling, like, you know, like.
How about you? You felt
That felt good.
an impact? What about
I
downstairs?
spent most of my time in her bedroom though, and in there.
The spray that I think we need to make her feel.
Yeah. We're gonna start upstairs with this one.
Okay. I'm reinforcing positive, happy energy in this house.
Serenity.
Room filled with love.
Alright, how's it for you?
Can I see the spray?
Yeah, you have to go back upstairs. But how do you feel?
Good.
So Joanne, we've cleansed your house, and we've addressed a few of the things that were going on here tonight. So like we've talked about, we're just going to focus a little bit on you and moving forward, and we know that we're not going to be able to completely forget the past, but we're going to let that chapter be closed. I want you to kind of imagine the past, just starting from the top of your head here where my hands are. So just imagine the past, imagine some of the negativity, some of the hurt, some of the anger, and just letting everything flow down and visually see it going out through your body, going down to your toes and floating out of you, okay?
This is a candle
It's a protection candle.
for protection.
Alright, well, we just did the cleansing here. You did a walk through yourself. How does it feel to you? Okay, good.
You were not suffocating.
Good. Right now, then, we'll take our leave here. And like you said, you have Kim's email. That's typically, especially 2 to 3 weeks after cleansing, a lot of times is our period that we pay attention to, especially to see, because in a lot of our cases, stuff, if it does back build or show, it's in that time frame in particular.
I think we worked as a team, so yeah, I think it was good.
We'll just have to look at the evidence and see what else comes from it.
And I'm sure Eric will be proud of us too.
Alright, well, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, I'll call you.
Thank you. I'm 20 minutes away if you need me.
Yeah, she's our closest. Alright, well, thank you again. Then.
Thank
Get
you.
some rest and let us know if it still feels good. Is a possibility of something else going on here, and something that we haven't encountered, at least under Endeavors, but it reminded me of something I had encountered before Endeavors. A lot of it sounds, well, just like that, it sounds. There's a lot of audio and stuff that happens.
Like the land or the house itself, than an individual spirit.
And
know the stress. Bring all the stress around. God, there was all the anger that I still have. I thought I'd given up.
Just recognizing it helps you start healing.
Yeah.
If you can't deal with them here, and it takes you to go to a different life to be able to deal with them and heal them, at least they're being healed.
Both feel kind of frustrated about not exactly knowing how to profile this case.
Some sadness that he's getting blamed for a lot of things.
Went into it thinking one thing and then coming out thinking it could be something potentially different.
There's some contradictions to some things that have been said.
Poltergeist. Poltergeist cases are so difficult, especially for paranormal investigators, in the aspect that a lot of times when an investigator goes into a place where poltergeist activity is going on, they might not experience anything at all. Because what happens in a poltergeist situation is that the energy causing disturbances or the activity is actually coming from the person involved, whether it be the client or whoever's in the house that lives there, whatever the case may be, it's coming from an individual. It's not an actual ghost or an individual spirit.
This being my first case with potential poltergeist, it's definitely something that it's a lesson for me because it helps me to broaden my spectrum.
You're kind of in a catch-22 because it's a very sensitive situation here when you're revealing to the client who strongly believes it could be somebody else causing the activity and basically stating that it's energy emitting from them.
So this is a new endeavor for us. We're going to Van Meter, Iowa, and we're going to be learning a little bit about the creature that was spotted there in 1903.
Alright, so Paranormal Endeavors had received an email regarding a mysterious creature not too far from here actually. And I've heard about this creature before in the past. I haven't got a chance to get out there before, and no one on my team has, to my knowledge, until now. So we're going to go there and explore this, the mysteries of this creature, where it might have lived, what it might have done, and if there's any sightings of it since almost a century ago.
I've always been fascinated about the unknown out there, such as the Mothman, werewolves, etc.
Hello.
Hi. How are you guys?
Doing alright. My name is Eric. I'm Paranormal Endeavors, team lead.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. This is Jackie. We're researchers.
And 1903, there was quite a bit of business in Van Meter. The town is about the same size, but there was a lot more business going on. And over 5 nights, about this time of the year in September, 110 years ago, it started with the hardware owner running into what he didn't realize that night was the monster or the creature.
Yeah, my name's Chad Lewis. I'm a researcher of the strange and unusual, and I've been researching with Noah and Kevin, the co-authors, for over a decade now. But we are planning a legend trip to Iowa to do all kinds of things. We're going to see the Black Angel of Death and the werewolf out on Terror Bridge. But that's when we stumbled across this creature report that originally said it was in Des Moines, and then we tracked it back here to Van Meter.
As it went over the next 5 nights, it was a bank owner, a superintendent, just different people of prominent positions that all tried to take shots at it. In the beginning, they weren't believed. It was, like I said, similar in this picture. It had the horn on its head, the light, about 8 foot tall. And one of them described it could hop away and jump like a kangaroo.
Yeah, there are several creatures that have some similarities. The Mothman, the Jersey Devil, Spring-Heeled Jack, and a few others that could fit. Even the Mad Gasser Mattoon with the memory erasing capabilities. But nothing that had the horn, the bright light, the ability to release some type of odor. So it had some similarities, but a lot of differences as well.
Okay. All right. And you're about then to take us on tour and kind of show us some of the history and the places, right?
Yes, it's 110 years later, and we're going to walk in the footsteps of the residents of Van Meter, much like they did back in 1903, although by looking around, we'll probably have a little less firepower than they had back then. Yeah. The local banker, Clarence Dunn, who everyone called Pete Dunn, run if you see Pete Dunn is what the kids used to say. And we're going to go into the building, which was the old bank.
Yeah, the book, The Van Meter Visitor, that I co-authored with Kevin and Chad, was just a great case that we came across in old newspaper articles and found it interesting because we find odd things interesting, and we love a good mystery and an unexplained mystery at that. So we started to dig more and more, and we had more and more research, more and more data, and more information to talk about, so we piled it into a book. This is the original vault, is what we were told, from 1903, and that was Clarence Dunn, or Peter as his friends knew him, was awoken as he was kind of standing guard at the bank, and actually shot out the window with his gun, shot out the window in the sash when he saw the visitor, the light, whatever it was outside.
My name's Kevin Nelson, and we first encountered the story about the Van Meter visitor in a newspaper article from the time, which is about 100 years ago. The incident happened in 1903, and the newspaper article was intriguing enough because it was kind of out of the ordinary. We hadn't encountered anything quite like that before, and so we thought it warranted some more investigation. So we came out to Van Meter to see if we could find anything more about it, and not really expecting much because this had been 100 years ago. But we went through the archives and actually managed to find out a lot more things about it.
And a bright light woke him up, and then he heard the sound of somebody strangling, and this light was shining in so bright that he thought it was searching for someone or something. And behind the light he could see a form. He was so distraught that he grabbed his shotgun, which he had buckshot loaded in it, blasted out the front window of the bank, and then went and hid in the back until morning. And we're going to go outside, we'll see what he found. But take a look in the bank vault.
It could have easily have retaliated back and killed people and stuff like that.
Seems like it. Right, yeah. The average height of a man in Van Meter in 1903 was well under 6 feet, and this thing's 8 feet tall, huge bat-like wings. One could presume perhaps talons and the ability to not be harmed by bullets. I would think, yes, that it'd have some sort of sentient ability where it would have that emotional tie to turn the other cheek.
Giant three-toed tracks were in the ground that he could see circling the building. He actually took a plaster cast of this giant three-toed footprint, at least one of them, but we don't know what happened to that plaster cast.
I've written a UFO book, so I wear the ufologist hat. I wrote a generic mystery, enigmas, mysterious disappearances. So then, I'm just a researcher. And, now I'm just author, lecturer, hey you, Mr. Hopefully Not Sir.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm a hey you sometimes too.
So besides the 1903 experience, have anybody experienced anything today, or is it just...
There haven't been any sightings of the actual visitor.
Then it disappeared after 5 days?
That's exactly right. It was 5 nights. It started out as just kind of a light on the rooftops that people mistook for robbers, and the person that saw it mentioned it to people in town the next day, and people kind of blew it off, no big deal. And by the next night, the next witness got a better look at it. It basically confronted him in the street. It was this 8-foot tall winged creature, kind of humanoid with a beak.
I don't have any stories, any data that reveal that Men in Black would have made their appearance, and if they would have, that would have even been more telling because it's pre-CIA, it's pre, those types of conspiracies.
Right. One of the theories that I talk about in the book is basically the theory of it being some kind of interdimensional wildlife, like in certain areas or portal zones where the veil is a little bit thinner, maybe this winged thing, whatever it is some kind of species of the next closest dimension that we're unaware of. And for whatever reason, maybe they pop through now and then, and we're kind of seeing the same species or genus or whatever it is, just in different places.
And it was Thursday night about 1 a.m., same time every night this creature appeared, when Ovi White was awoke by the sounds of rasp, like two files, big files being rubbed together. He looked out his window, couldn't see anything, waited about 15 seconds for his eyes to adjust, and then noticed on the telephone pole in town, which obviously that's not the same one, he noticed within 15 feet of him, the giant bat was sitting there and shot at it. But instead of killing the creature, he said it just woke the creature up, and the creature shined a beam of light on him and released some type of odor where Ovi White could not remember anything else of the evening.
But like you can feel like the theory that maybe it wasn't here to like cause harm.
Extraterrestrials are entities that are believed to come from outer space, but still within our realm, our reality, our two-dimensional or three-dimensional space that we exist in. But ultra-terrestrials come from within. They're something that kind of coexists within the same space as we do, but just kind of shifting through dimensions.
Amazing, just walking down the street knowing that the town was walking and doing the same thing. They were going out to the coal mine. Obviously they were a little more frightened than we are tonight, even though it does have an eeriness to it. But just reliving history, it's not often you can do that.
And then toward the end of the week, when they got everyone together, they went up by the old mine, which is up by the brick and tile plant here west of Van Meter.
So when they decided that the creatures were coming from the old mine, they decided they were going to play guard. And dozens of them guarded the place. And about 1 a.m., they saw the creature fly out of the mine. And the newspaper reported that it sounded like Satan and a regiment of imps were coming up from hell ready to do battle. And the creature flew off. Where it went, nobody knows. It wasn't reported in the town of Van Meter that night.
Who owns it? Who would you have to get permission from to investigate there?
Yeah, that's the trouble. Local farmer, and I can give you that information of him. He's an old timer that he has no time for any of the supernatural or paranormal. And when we first got a tour of it, he was open, and he said when he was a kid, him and his cousins were always afraid of that area by the mine, although they had no idea why. But I think we're left with more questions than answers.
All right, well, thanks for taking the time to talk with us and indulge us on this.
Thank you.
And if you go through so many different possibilities that it could be and you're left with nothing, then it becomes outside the normal, which is paranormal.
Yes.
The way I see it is the visitor was just a figment of everybody's imagination.
Please tell us how you really feel, Clay. So thank you again for your time.
Hey, thank you. We all survived.
Thanks a
lot.
Yeah. So far.
Pretty sure so far.
We're not home yet, but yeah.
There we go.
Great.
All right, thanks.
After you, sir. Love history anyway, and to hear it that graphically described was really kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. And also to get like a living history part of it, getting the tour and showing us the bank vault and showing us where the cave was and all that kind of stuff is good. Are you glad that you came?
I want that building.
You want that building?
I want that building.
You want that bank vault is what you want.
Yes, I do, and the walls.
All right, well, thank you for joining us.
It was good. Yeah, thank you, man.
On to the next endeavor.
Okay.
Can't you